those of us who are old enough to have been young when Apollo happened, there was a moment where that window of opportunity seemed to be opening and it closed. And I remember that experience dramatically. And so I know it can happen where you feel like the momentum is there. We're going to go and we're going to do it. And then it closes because of other considerations.
Absolutely. And this time we cannot let the opportunity slip. There is no chance. We have to be insistent. We have to be rude, but we have to be intelligent and rational. People have to listen to both sides of the argument. And the way to think about this, I believe, is in order to encompass the widest dialogue, is to think of it as a hedge, as insurance. We don't do anything if we're sensible without some investment into insurance, whether it's driving a car, medical, house, or going on holiday. And yet we don't have an existential humanity and Gaia-sphere and Anthropocene insurance.
Yeah.
Building a space-based solar power architecture and the in-space industrial mobilization that it would require would be the greatest liberation of existential risk from humanity's shoulders in the history of our species.
Mm-hmm.
We must make a start on it this generation in the next 10 to 20 years, which has zero lead time. So we have to start that and continue that this week. OffWorld is already working on that, and many other teams are. We have to continue that and thread together that narrative and that message that all these separate activities that are occurring are not just for some sort of economic benefit. They're not some playground of billionaires. This is the absolutely most important fabric of humanity's protection, envelope of protection that this generation can do.
Mm-hmm.
No other power generation and energy generation industry can build the terawatts of benign energy power we need and do that without mining on Earth.
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hope we don't miss this opportunity. It can be painful to do so, to miss it. Our time has gone really fast, Jim. I just would like to thank you for your time and ask any final words. Are there questions I failed to ask that you'd like to answer? And just give you a moment to tell us your response to that.
Well, no, Frank, this has been a very enjoyable conversation. I really appreciated it and the thoughtful questions. I think you covered so much and allowed us to have a conversation on many important topics. I would just say that, from my team's perspective, what we're doing, we are embedded in of what I consider to be one of the most important missions on the planet. We have a pathway and a plan, and are executing on that plan to robustly undertake that plan using market forces. So there's no hope. There's no false hope. There's no expectation of miracles. We're just building on robust, straightforward business economics. And through that pathway, we know we're going to build a road to the stars. And we're very excited by the future. I'm excited by the future. And despite all the challenges that are in front of us, despite the risks that we face, all of us, I think more so now than ever, the opportunity is huge. The potential is now within our grasp, at our fingertips. And I think also our maturity as a species to start thinking about how best to go out into space, how best to mobilize this enormous bounty and opportunity on behalf of all of humanity. How do we do that the right way so that we can lead that way and we can act as an example to the generations that come to create that best sustainable growth of human civilization into the solar system, onto Alpha Centauri, and then beyond from there?
Well, I can't think of anything to say that would build on that or improve on that, Jim. So I'm going to thank you so much and say, yes, let's do it that way. And it is exciting and certainly worth getting out of bed every morning to take on this enterprise. So thanks again. It's been great.
Thank you, Frank.